everybody, it's Miss Mackie again. How are you? I loved reading a story with you last week and I heard that some of you were watching it and really liked it, so I thought I'd do another one this week. So the story we're reading today is called Toucan Toucan. That's the title, Toucan Toucan. And the author is called David Mackie. Mackie, that sounds a bit like Mackie, like my name, doesn't it? How funny. And on the front cover we can see a picture. Here we can see a bird, a black bird sitting on a plant, and lots of jungle animals who seem to be laughing at something. I wonder what they're laughing at. Shall we find out? Let's find it. Right, here we go. There was once a bird who didn't have a name. Oh, that's strange. He didn't have a name. He had a very large beak and was all black except for the whites of his eyes. He must be in the jungle or something, do you think? Look at all these lovely plants. And there's some more birds over here, but they don't look like him. He does look quite different, doesn't he? All the other creatures who did have names laughed at him all the time. Oh, that's not very nice. That made him very unhappy. Oh, look, he's crying. Poor little black bird. One day he decided to leave them all and go and seek his fortune. Well, I don't blame him. I think I would want to leave as well if everybody laughed at me all the time. Poor little bird. Let's see where he goes. So he went over the mountain and across the river. That must have taken a long time. Until he came to a strange place. It was hot and dusty and everybody worked. Look at this new place. It does look very different to the jungle, doesn't it? Do you recognise it? Does it look like somewhere that you've been before? So because everybody worked, he wanted to work as well. So he went to see a man sitting behind a large desk who said that he would help him find a job. Oh, I wonder what job the little bird is going to try. What job do you think a bird could do? At first he tried chopping wood. Oh, that looks like a fun job. Look at all these people chopping wood with a big axe. But his beak was so large that it always got in the way, so he didn't like that job. So next he tried office work, but he felt very silly in a bowler hat. He does look quite silly in a hat, doesn't he? I don't think I'd want to wear a hat like that. I'd look very silly too. So he didn't like that job either. Finally, he tried a job where he was carrying things, and he really enjoyed doing this, and he was very good at it. So over here, he's carrying a parcel and giving it to that lady. Oh yeah, I can tell he's very good at that job. Most of the time, he carried cans. And because of his long beak, he could carry 2 cans at once. Oh, how handy. And here he is with some cans of paint. And he's bringing them to this painter over here who's painting the house. It's a very colourful house, isn't it? Reminds me a little bit of an elephant that we know called Elmer. Do you remember Elmer the elephant? He looked like this, didn't he, those colours? The rainbow colours. All of his friends, all the others, they called him Toucan, as he could carry 2 cans and they could only carry 1 can with their smaller beaks. But that made him very happy because now he had a name, Toucan. One day when Toucan was carrying paint, instead of being content with 2, he tried to carry 3. 1, 2, 3. Do you think he's going to manage it? Do you think he will? That's a lot of paint to carry at the same time. I wonder what will happen. Oh no! Going down some steps, he fell and ended up with orange, red and white paint all over him. Oh my goodness. So he went home and had a bath, and although he scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed, he could not get the paint off. So he's still got white all over his belly and his face. He's still got red and orange on his wings and on his beak. He couldn't get the paint off. He's a lot more colourful now, isn't he? Oh, he felt sad again. He didn't like looking different. So he thought everyone was going to laugh at him again, so he decided to go back home. He felt like he was a failure, and one morning before the city was awake, he left to go back home. He went back across the river, then back over the mountain. When at last he arrived home, but none of the creatures recognised him anymore. He looked so different. He had colourful feathers and a colourful beak. They didn't know who he was. When they asked him what his name was, he said, Toucan. They spelled it O-O-K-A-N. Toucan. So he decided to keep it. It's a nice name, Toucan. Toucan explained who he was and told them about his adventures. When they heard the story about the paint, they all laughed again. But this time, Toucan laughed with them. Oh, that's good. So he's very happy. And that's the end of the story. Oh, what a lovely story. I do like that one. Some of you might have seen a toucan before, a picture of one, or maybe in a zoo. They are very beautiful birds, and they don't look like that at all. They look like Toucan does at the end of the story. So there we go, that's the end of the story. It was lovely to read to you again. I hope you're all well. I miss you very much, but I hope you're looking after Mummy and Daddy very well at home, and hope to see you soon. Bye-bye. Mwah.